morning, family. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but at the same time, I shouldn't even be on my mind. Woke up very early this morning after prayer, meditation, and I didn't walk through, but I drove through Baltimore yesterday. Then I went and walked at the reservoir. They have a workout place. And as I said, my daughter started asking me questions about the lifestyles that she's seen in the city of Baltimore. And I let her know that I grew up in a place called Pittsburgh, that the same lifestyle uh, actually pervades also. And it's the lifestyle of what? Hopelessness. We try to call it drug addiction. We try to call it promiscuity, which is, young men and young women, men and women, just out there sleeping with any and every one. I want to share something with you today. You are not born with the disease of alcoholism. You are not born with the disease of being a heroin addict or a cocaine addict or a marijuana addict or a sex addict. All these addictions come from one thing: hopelessness, abandonment, forms of abuse, which can be physical abuse, which can be abandonment is abuse, neglect is abuse. Your mouth always beating down on your child or your significant other is abuse. And through this abuse, we try to find comfort. And we have been taught in our culture that the first comfort that we go to is the church. So a lot of us try to find comfort in the church, not a solution, but comfort. And I believe that most of our places of worship that are not the church, because we're the church, our place of worship, are not ready to find, are not ready and equipped to do what's needed to be done to help heal the healing process. Because we're told just to pray about it, just to fast about it, just go to the throne of God about it. I'm asking each and every brother and sister that is in Christ, that is in their right mind, to understand this. You must confront the issue. The issue is, yes, your father wasn't there. Yes, your mother could have been a better mother. Yes, you shouldn't have got beat like that. Yes, your mother or your father shouldn't have talked to you like that. Shouldn't have said those words that destroyed you. Or every time you did something, you could do a little better. Those type of words too. You do your best, and that parent says you could have did a little better. I expect more of you. Instead of saying, let's work on the problem. If you're struggling with math, let's work on the problem. If you're struggling with reading, let's work on the problem. You have to sit down with your child. You have to sit down with your significant other and communicate. And if you look around our culture, communication is terrible. We run to music, we'll run to drugs, alcohol, sex, gossip, internet, all sorts of social media to try to what? Numb the pain. And that's what you find when you walk through up and down North Avenue, President Street, and different places in Baltimore. You find people trying to numb the pain. When you walk through Frankstown in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, they're numbing the pain. I don't know a bunch of places in Philly, but every city has a place where you can call on a dime and says, man, it ain't nothing but drugs and alcohol or strip clubs or any type of place that help you escape to numb the pain. So a lot of us are going through a numbing process without healing. And I'm asking each and every one in the sound of my voice that the numbing process only can last so long before it truly becomes detrimental to your life. That's why we see suicide on the rise throughout our culture. That's why drug addiction is on the rise throughout our culture. That's why pregnancy is on the rise throughout our culture. Because we do not understand, to solve the solution, we must communicate and educate. And I guarantee you that the majority of people you see up and down the places that you consider the hood or the ghetto that are running back and forth to cars getting drugs, or running back and forth to cars to sell their body, or trying to numb a pain that cannot be numbed with sex, can't be numbed with alcohol, it can't be solved. That's why you keep running back to the numbing process. Now they got what? different types of pills that you can take, the antidepressants, to numb the reality that you are afraid to face. Now they're going to give you weed so you can numb the reality of you waking up every day in a depressive state, not understanding that depression can be fought, depression can be dealt with once you accept reality for what it is. Now, I'm not telling people to get off meds, because some people truly are schizophrenic, or they have what they call a dual diagnostic disorders, which is a drug and alcohol, and they're trying to fight and get up off them things. But let me express something to you. At the beginning of it all, the majority of people you see, the majority, and people get mad at me all they want, that you see sex just, that don't matter. I got a different boo every 2 weeks, a different boo every week. Drugs, alcohol, sex channels, club. They're numbing the process. One, they can't be alone with themselves because they have to think too much. And don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, because I had to learn it. I never forget that someone told me when I was going through the rough time of my life, Jonathan, you have to learn to sit still and listen to yourself. Sit still and hear your pain. Sit still and find out what's going on with you. All my life, I've never been by myself. I've always helped my mom with my brothers and sisters. Even when I was in the darkest place of my life, I always helped people. I stayed around them. I was a superhero. I got you, what you need. But I never understood the power that each of us can obtain through sitting down and being by ourselves. I'm almost 50 years old. I've never lived by myself. Even when I lived by myself, I had someone over all the time. I always had someone in my space. I never enjoyed me with me. So when you see these drug and alcohol exploding on the scene, pill popping, exploding on the scene, a lot of us are dealing with some critical issues that we really don't want to deal with. So the easiest way to do is get $5 and go get a pill, get whatever it costs to get some marijuana or reefer, or whatever it is to go get some alcohol. And I woke up this morning and I thought about it. We have to stop letting the culture that we live in say that you were born this way. Some people, yes, they have different traits to be addictive traits. But why can't we be addicted to math? Why can't we be addicted to science? Why can't we be addicted to trying to better our lives? No, but when it comes to something derogatory and negative, the culture says, yep, you're allowed to be addicted to it. Stop letting other people outside of who you are tell you what you can be addicted to, and find out why. And accept and embrace the abandonment issues that you might have to face in your life. The neglect. Come on, abandonment and neglect are two different things. You can have a person live with you and still be neglecting you. Abandonment means just totally gone. So let's deal with the words for what they are. Deal with the abuse, the verbal abuse, the physical abuse, and put yourself around those who understand what you're going through. Because you're going to need help through this thing. It's going to be a struggle. Because I almost lost my mind not dealing with it. I almost lost my life, my children, my culture awareness by not wanting to sit still and say, man, I'm living messed up. I'm living foul. So I ask each and every one of you this morning to understand that what you see outside of your doors, when you walk down to those different streets and see people roaming like zombies, stop praying for them and find a solution for them. Just go and speak to them. Or find a way to start combating these clinics, methadone clinics. They're saying they're trying to heal your neighborhood, and all they're doing is switching one drug that's more addictive than heroin for another drug. Methadone is addictive. Now the government is saying, look, we're going to give you reefer or marijuana, and we're going to grow it ourselves. And no one is like, whoa, this is crazy. No, I can't wait to get my marijuana card, my reefer card. Because if you can numb and dummy down a society, you can control them. Stop letting outside forces control you. And face the facts that You were abused. You were neglected. Things in your life should have been better. But you can have a good life. I know it's just in my heart. I came from Baltimore yesterday, and it just, oh my goodness, it punched me in the heart to see so many young people addicted to just, I don't know what's out there, but they was roaming them streets like zombies. And I ask for you to free yourself and understand that there is a greater and more powerful choice that you can make to have a terrific life. And you're talking to a man that was addicted to alcohol, smoked weed when I was, 12, 13, I was smoking weed. I was drinking at 9. And I don't mean no beer. I mean Johnny Walker, Night Train, Taylor Port. And one day I said, why? Because I was trying to numb the pain. I did not like my situation at the time. And it helped me escape to make me feel better. Something I had to put in me had to make me feel better, instead of me loving what was in me to make me feel better. And there's a huge difference. Ain't nothing wrong with having a boo that love you to death, but ain't nothing like loving yourself. Critical and cognitive thinking is important to getting out of this rut that we see so many in our culture in. And I ask God, I ask the mighty Yahweh to get us out of this thing that is killing us, which is escapism. Face reality. Life is rough, but it's rougher when you're not living it. If you are on anything that's not helping you face life on life's terms, that are keeping you in a dream world, one day you're going to have to wake up. One day you're going to have to face the facts. And I just hope that it's not too late. I hope that you really understand you need the right people around you. I hope that you are preparing yourself to face life on life's terms. And understand that whatever was in your past is the past. And you can start a new day right now. Not tomorrow, but right now, this minute, can start your new 24 hours. Who tells you when 24 hours start? Who tells you when your week starts? Your new week can be now. It don't got to be a Monday morning to start your week. Your week can start on a Wednesday. Your new year can start right now to be a productive and loving person of who? Yourself. You are not in checkmate. Big brother John just wants you to know that I'm just trying to be transparent and open, and I'm trying to get me to be so transparent that you can feel me through this camera. I don't have a mega church. I don't have a mega ministry, but I have some mega information. I have some mega love for you. In the name of Yahshua HaMashiach, that we serve a creator that is not schizophrenic or double-minded, but is here to bless and love us. I want you to have a wonderful day. In the name of Yahshua HaMashiach, the living word that came on this earth to tabernacle around us, to walk around, to show us what Yahweh wanted to say to us in the first place. Thank you, Almighty Creator, through the blood of Yahshua HaMashiach and his authority that taught us all how to live. Study that book as much as you can, because if you want freedom, you need the Constitution, right? What is the Bible? The Constitution for a nation of people that are willing to become submissive under Yahweh. Read that Constitution. Powerful thing. And it will get you where you need to get. You have a blessed day. I got to get up and cook some breakfast for my daughter. You know, I've been up all morning since 4:30. And it's probably about 8. But I just couldn't sit still without blessing you. Because by blessing you, I'm truly blessing me. My grandmother, Bonnie Lee once taught me one thing. How do you know that you are blessed and you're not blessing anyone? Become a blessing. Then you know you're blessed.